Welcome to Tales from the Table Studio, everybody, where you deserve a seat at the table. My name is T.R. Grimm. I am happy to be the tale singer for this fantastic group of people for yet another fantastic adventure back to Victorian England for the Sentai and Sensibility of Mystery and Magic. Magic and Mystery. I always get them flipped up. It's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and for once, I'm not going to assign. We're going to popcorn, and I'm going to pop this off to Kema.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite them Kim. I'm like all the other nerds you follow except Cha Cha real smooth. I am going to be playing Ellis Ilima, he, they pronouns, where I, as your favorite them Kim, go by they, them pronouns. Popcorn. Popcorn K.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'll be playing Coraline. We both go by she, her pronouns. I'm going to kick it over to Extel.
Hello, I am Extel. That is who I am, probably. You may not know me who I am, possibly, but I be me. Pronouns are he, him, as are my characters Jax LaFay. Lion.
Hey, y'all, it's Strike Lionheart. Here I am in my last spot, my safety comfort spot. We love to see it. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns. So tonight, I will be playing a Dom Levy who uses he, they pronouns. And it's going to be a great time. We love it. We're going to stay extra hydrated today, right, Elle?
The most.
And with that, we go back in. And we're going to start with a little bit of a hospital in one of the richer parts of the city. A number of physicians and specialists in curses are working on the body that now has one arm. But first, what we're going to do is, Jax, you're only a vigor check.
Let's see. Hopefully this goes well. I don't know if it is a 5.
I believe that actually gets it for you. Hold on.
Just barely, yeah.
Yeah, no, he gets it. So, yeah, it's for you. You were, if I remember correctly, you were still in the barracks bunker, your little bunker down in the crypt. If I remember correctly, that's where we left Jax. And after everyone closes the doors, there's that moment where you feel that wave of exhaustion from. You haven't had a move like that in a hot minute, actually. You know, that took a little out of you, but you know, for almost 100 years old, you're still kicking real strong. You're still standing tall at it after the end of it. You're still up. You're good. Takes you a second. But anyways,
actually, I'm over 100 years old now.
Yeah,
105.
100. That's still almost 100. It's still almost 100. You're a little over it, but you're still almost there. So, but again, so we're going to cut back then again to the hospital room of Damien Fastari, who at this point is back fully into a more human form, missing an arm, breathing heavily. There are ointments, and people have he is very bandaged, almost from head to toe. He is at this point left alone, unguarded. Jax, you are standing above the form of the sleeping Damien Fastari.
I could.
You could. You hear from behind you. You didn't hear anyone come in? You didn't see anyone come in?
Who's there?
Potential friend. I'm tired of seeing this country while and wilt away while people like him feast on the pain, the suffering of the masses, the people who just want to live a good life. It's the job of those in power to make sure the people that live under them have the ability to put better food in their pot, onto their table for their children, and make sure that the fairy tale of a better tomorrow does in fact have a chance of coming true. But I fear that might not be possible so long as lords like him still exist within the purview of the crown.
I agree. To be honest, every fiber of my being is telling me to rip his throat out right now.
So why don't you?
There are those that would.
He has many enemies.
Disagree.
He has many enemies. Who would know that it was you? That it was your doing? How do you know that the second you leave, I won't take the opportunity to do it myself?
If you do, then it is your decision.
It is your decision not to, but I'd like to make you an offer, Jax LaFay.
Speak.
I know where your children are.
Be very careful about the next words you say.
No. I have not taken them. I have not moved them. I do know that they have been missing for a number of years, and I do know where you can find them. I also know who took them from you. I'm happy to give you this information if you simply remove one bloated hog off of the backs of the people of this country.
And who are you? What makes you think I can just trust your information?
That's valid. He pulls. You can't tell if this voice is really masculine or feminine, but I'm going to be using he as just a use word for this. He pulls around and he drops. You see at your feet, kind of coming up from the shadows, a letter. And while your children have been missing for a while, you do still recognize their hand for a letter being penned. It is in fact theirs. It is correspondence that does heavily imply that they are in town modernly. It references some stuff that has happened since you have donned armament as a ranger again. It references to being at certain events and parties that you don't remember seeing your children at. And it is signed to, at the top it says 2M, comma, and it says from G and A, G plus A on the bottom. And you could kind of tell that it was your children alternating paragraphs as they were writing stuff out. There's no mention of you. There's mention of you being transformed as you're into your ornament and in your knight form. But there's no mention of you. But it is definitely their hands. I can tell you where they are in the city.
I gotta
Roll the die.
Yeah. We're gonna go. I'm calling evens or odds here. I'm not gonna say which one is which for me, but
Okay.
Jax, baby, no.
The dice have decided. So, and you're sure that you can bring me to my children,
I can bring you right there after this if you want.
and they will be unharmed.
Your children are not harmed in any fashion, and they will not be harmed in any fashion.
You still haven't told me your name.
I am cautious. Names have power, Jax LeFay. You know this more than most people do.
Yes, but you know mine.
You make no effort of keeping yours hidden. But I will do this. And you see, I will do you one better. And stepping out, you see an individual that you've heard of before, someone you've seen around. You have heard of. Give me 1 second. I had his. I forgot that I changed what I had up for that. Give me just one moment. That's the wrong app. Here we are. There's my notes. This is the dumb part about keeping notes on your phone and using someone else's computer to run the games off of. There we go. That's the wrong one. Nope, that is the right one. Okay. All right. So you do and have heard of the. That's the wrong document. That's the wrong document. Here we go. This is the right one. My apologies. Brief hold. Technical fault on my part. Here we go. You have heard of Arthur Datman before. You've seen him in passing. He's a Viscount of middling rank, but much popularity. He's known for running a number of hospitals and clinics throughout parts of the city of the more destitute. He seems to be someone who is very... You know that when it comes to lords and what I believe Jax views as a lord who does their job, he is someone who is with the people, taking care of them, providing them medicine, making sure the people have food. If times are hard, he is lenient on rents. He is someone who walks the walk that a noble is supposed to.
Hmm.
Are we now on an even footing?
This tells me is that you hang out with somebody that I know of.
Who would that be?
Hold on a minute. I will walk over to this unconscious man. And I'm going to do two things. Because I'm not Jax is gonna do this, but he's not gonna do it while he's asleep at least.
Jax has standards.
And I will first I'll cast a silence bubble around us.
Okay.
So that no one else can hear it.
With your experience, this is very easy for you to do. Your magic is very innate to you at this point. You just a simple silencing bubble is quite an easy feat.
And I'll wake him up. Hey.
You can't be here, they'll catch you. If you think you'll get away with doing whatever you're about to do, you are the... He just starts cackling.
Tell me something.
Uh-huh.
If I let you live, Will you change your ways? Protect the people instead of harming them?
With all due respect, would you believe me if I did say yes?
If you were convincing enough.
What would I need to do to convince you? I'm a very desperate man to live. And I'm willing to do many things. If you want me to pay back rents, I will pay back rents. If you want me to abdicate my position to a cousin of mine who runs philanthropy, I am happy to do so. I will do anything that it takes to save my skin, and I will not claim to be a better person for it, but I will claim to have someone in your mind better to the power that I once held. I don't trust myself to make a promise to you that I would break, but I can trust myself to leave the power to someone else who would not ever earn your ire. I can write it out right now and have the ceremony and the changeover done by probably by the end of the week. These things take time, you know that, but it will give me. And he motions with his free arm down to himself a little bit. Given my present state, abdication is not out of the question as it is, anyways.
I wish you hadn't said that. Someone who does anything to survive. Can't trust them.
I'm happy to lose my teeth if it means I get to live another day.
Unfortunately, so today is your last.
Make it quick.
Wow.
You see him just kind of sigh and resign in.
Pull out my gun. There's a silence bubble. I don't need to do the pillow thing and shoot him right in the head.
It makes a mess. Given the time period, it would be something along the idea of a Navy 1890, and probably in design would be my guess. Something close to that at least, which is quite a large pistol. So there would be quite the hole, but there would be no noise, and you would step out, and Viscount Dartman nods his head. Well then, shall we go? And as you walk out with him, you smell the faintest bit of sweet, fertile earth. And he takes you down. He leads you to a carriage that he has waiting. And yeah, he takes you, and you see that as he pulls you up to a place, and you see your children. You see the twins. They seem to be bickering over coffee at a cafe.
I'll walk up to him.
As you walk up, you see that for all of the chatter, it's almost as if you see your daughter's eyes catch you first. She looks, checks a little bit more, taps her brother, nods her head, and you see them turn, and they look like they're your children.
Is it really you?
Are you really you?
That's hard to say now.
I, and you see your daughter is kind of tongue-tied as your son turns and faces you. Father doesn't sound right. Not at this point. Do you want to drink, Jax?
Sure.
And you spend some time with them. They seem to be a little hesitant. Like they're not quite sure what to make of you. You know, you aren't what they remember at this point.
I'm not the father you knew before. This is true. I've changed, been through many things, but I am still your father.
We are in town for the season. We plan on journeying again after that. We have our funds are taken care of. We are well cared for, as you can see. We have many invitations to many events. Perhaps we will see you at one of them, and I would like to get to know you again. And this is coming from your son again. I'd like to get to know you again over this season. And we'll see by the end of it where we all stand. I think that's going to be the best. And you see that your daughter keeps cutting glances at you as if she's trying to place the man you are now with her memory of who her father was. And you can tell that this who you are now is found wanting from the internalized image of a daughter of her father being held onto for a number of years. I think that's going to be the best bet. I think forcing this would be a mistake.
Who took you?
What happened was what
And
Mother
me.
wanted.
Have you talked to your mother recently?
And you see them kind of look at each other, and they just, and you see as your daughter kind of freezes up, your son's face gets hard. I think that's enough for right now. And she kind of, you see that your daughter kind of gets up and bolts, and he runs after her, and you see him do some sort of magic. And before you can do anything, there is no sight, there is no scent, there is no sound. They are gone. I didn't promise it would be a happy reunion.
What's happened to them?
I don't actually know. When I heard that there were LaFays in town, I was curious. I did some research and some digging. From my understanding, they were abroad in a variety of different places, never for very long. 3 months here, 4 months there, Prague, Munich. They were in St. Petersburg, they were in Rome, they were over in Mexico City, they've traveled. Shanghai, Tokyo, you name it, they've been there. don't know where they're staying. And while I do know who took them, I cannot tell you. There are oaths in place that prevent me from uttering names. But I can tell you that you do know who took them. You know the individual that took them. I swear to you, you know who took your children. I cannot, I physically, magically cannot say more than that.
Leave me alone.
You see Arthur step back into his carriage, wraps the top, and pulls away. How does Jack spend the rest of his afternoon into evening, into the next morning?
First thing that happens is he finds an alleyway.
Yep.
And he cries. And then he goes home. And
Oh, he actually goes home. Do you address at all the gigantic pile of mail on your counter waiting for you?
Nope. Ignored. And then he sleeps.
I have a question. Jax being a general, being a man and an individual of title and means, would Jax have staff? Would there be a cook, a housekeeper, that kind of stuff?
No, he doesn't prescribe to that idea.
Just curious. So you just sleep, and all of you sleep. Extra, read all about it. Rogue Rangers assault Noble Lord later found dead with bullet through head. The criers over the town are wild. The original time that these rangers were seen, they saved people at the Callaway Ball. They were people who were starting to be sung up and drummed up as heroes for the people that would interrupt and break formality in order to make sure that people themselves are safe. That has now been twisted and turned into this new dichotomy, the propaganda machine, as always, by those in power, turning and churning, spitting out whatever best serves the people who write the checks. Adam, you are in a precarious position because there are people who do know that you are the Crimson Knight. And there are people who have you wake in your morning. Your family, however, does have very well treated staff. It would just with your level, that's just
Absolutely.
how it would be. You go for breakfast. You see your grandfather's at the table, sitting not as if he's some king at the table, but as a very learned, very tired old man reading through documents, checking histories against mythologies, trying to pull the seeds of truth from piles and piles of homespun wisdom. His latest project because he's a man who always has some sort of intellectual project going on. His latest one is diving into how your faith within England has kind of affected and been affected by the educational systems and the colleges, trying to pull where that tete-a-tete plays out, and more predominantly where Kosh fits into it. Because Kosh is getting to a point where he will need to either be entirely reserviced or put to rest and another individual take his place. And it seems to be Shmuel's great goal at this point in his life to figure out what happens to Kosh. Morning, Adam.
Good morning. morning, Zeddy. How was your night?
Is it morning? Oh, it is morning already. Of course it is. Oh, do not get old, Adam. The sleep evades you, and the pain never stops. Do not get old.
I will do my best.
You have. He makes, Missy, and you see an individual come in. He's carrying a tray for you guys. It has a stack of letters, probably almost a good 1.5 feet thick.
Oh, good.
These came in for you throughout all of last afternoon, in through the middle of the night. I don't know what's happened. There have been reports about this new band of knights who I know nothing about and wish to know nothing about.
Of course.
Killing a titled lord?
What?
He digs through his stack for this morning's post and puts it in front of you, and rogue knights brutally assault titled Lord Damien Fastari, later found killed by gunshot in his hospital bed.
I will. And there's a moment as Adam pauses and puts a hand on the letters and just sort of like wraps their knuckles against them. I do not think I can join you for breakfast this morning. I just remembered that I have some important business that I do have to take care of. But I promise we will have this conversation tonight, if you have the time.
I will always have time for you. You know this. Before you go, you are a good boy. You are a boy who knows his morals, even though you try to hide it, acting as your cousin. He's not such a bad man, you know. There are sides to him that you've not seen that are both the good and the bad. But in some ways, as he would tell it, he's the reason your grandmother and I got together. He's a romantic at heart who would do anything for family.
Well, it is important to be there for your family. And we are lucky to have such a wide one.
Oh, that's another thing.
What is it?
Your aunt's coming to town.
Oh. And
She promised that she'd make her Cavelta.
well, I suppose that makes us lucky then.
Go with peace, my son.
Well, we can.
Well, we can. And with that chuckle, you kind of separate off, and
There's the moment, if I may.
of course.
So Adam, as they walk out, like pulls the paper off the table to take with them, and as soon as he is past the eye line of their grandfather, the smile and it dies on his face.
Oh, 100%.
And is on the way to go visit his beloved cousin. Go pay a visit to the estate of the sweet cousin Jax, the romantic.
Kemma, your sleep is tumultuous. In the last night that you've had, you dreamed of deep water, you dreamed of... Does Kemma have any sort of fear of drowning?
Ellis.
Thank you, Ellis. Thank you, Kemma, for Ellis. Does Ellis have any sort of fear of drowning?
Not at all.
You might after the nightmare that you've had. It is a deep, cold pressure filling your lungs and little whispers of, "You're not good enough. You will never be able to fulfill that which you've been sent to do." They are the 1,000 little cuts of doubt and uncertainty that cause the great death. And you have a tumultuous, stressful sleep. Except for one part, in the middle of all of this, you have a whisper in your mind. You could end the whispers. It's a very soft voice, something that almost is lost in the cacophony. It's almost as if you hit a warm current under the water, cold water. Something rejuvenating, something that promises surface. All you have to do is follow the current. You can end all of this. All you have to do is follow the current.
Am I able to move in this dream?
You are.
I believe Ellis would begin floating down the current, and then in a moment of clarity, begin struggling back to surface.
And do me a favor. Roll me a vigor check on that.
I got a 3.
Okay, so go ahead. Roll again for me real quick. Let's see if you bounce back from that. So if you get the 1, that's a bounce back.
I got a 5.
Okay, so it is as you try to pull away, you feel these almost thick Icarus tentacles coming and wrapping around you. And in this moment, as you feel yourself being dragged down, you see the glimmer, even in this darkness, the light coming within it of this almost topaz, canary yellow mo'o coming, snapping the tentacles, allowing you to drift to the surface. And you awake.
Stone hollow cold mornings here. What I wouldn't give for soft sand and tides. Now what in the world was that?
I think that as you get yourself together and get out the door is actually about when Ellis and Adam would cross paths for the morning for the first time. And I think, Ellis, you actually see, because Adam is laser focused, right?
Oh, yes.
Adam looks aggravated. There is murder on this man's face.
Good morning, my dear host.
Good morning. Did you rest all right?
It's a bit of a rough sleep, but I'll manage. Something on your mind, my dear host?
And Adam will hand Ellis the paper with a sort of pointed look.
But this was... I see. I fold up the paper and I sort of roll it to hold. I assume you're going to address this?
I am inconspicuously on my way to have a visit with my dear cousin. Would you like to accompany me?
Yes, I think I will.
Wonderful. Yet another opportunity to observe. I don't know that you've seen a family spat here yet.
I believe I haven't, but like most things here in this kingdom, I'm sure that it will give me a fair amount of information.
Adam will take half a step and then stop and turn back. I do want to know that I am not walking into... I do want to be aware of what it is that I'm walking into as we take this trip. I would like to hear your thoughts on this conclusion.
As a judge, I see wrong, but the first thing that I notice is that you're heading straight towards, I assume, Sir Lefay. Just as we were sure that we had not killed anyone, and you and Lady Emberton had made sure of that. Why so sure that it was Sir Lefay?
I am hoping that I am wrong. However, based on our last conversation and the outlook, I think it important to definitively rule it out or otherwise confront what might be the reality. And quite frankly, after everything, I am concerned.
That's fair. As always, I will be here to observe unless I am needed. But lead the way and I shall follow.
For what it is worth, I think that you've been needed the entire time that you've been here. I hope it does not make me a terrible host that that is the case.
Not at all. I came here for a purpose, and I have maintained it.
Well, I am very glad and grateful to have you by my side, shoulder to shoulder.
Yes.
Shall we?
We shall.
And with that, as you two walk out, we will cut away to the Emberton house. Coraline, your sleep was restful. You woke up exceptionally hot, though, which, given for the time of year, is odd, as the nights are still very cool in England around mid-spring. It is... Your fire was not stoked. There was no coal pan in your chambers. But you feel almost as if it's not hot as in feverish. But you do remember that in your dreams, what you do remember of them, fragments of fire, of wind, something that combines the two. Something trying to reach that you weren't all the way able to make out, except for the final moments of a giant phoenix superimposed over the sun just for a moment before you woke.
Sit up and sort of wipe her brow a little bit. I think she'll probably walk over and fling open a window.
And you are met with this blast of cool air that does help, in fact. And how you know that your room was hot is you actually do see condensate built on the window on the outside of it. The heat from the inside of the room was enough to draw the condensate on the exterior. So as you fling it open, there's almost this roll of steam out of your room. Not heavy, not as if you're opening up a sauna, but enough that if you are right in front of there, because even from the street or even from the grounds of your family's estate, it wouldn't be noticeable. but from your room where you're at, you're able to see that instant dispersion of heat.
She's just gonna double check the fireplace to make sure she's not.
The stones are not warm as if there's been a fire, but they are warmer than you feel they should be. But there is no sign of a fire. There is no ash. There is no soot. There is no smell. There's no smell of burnt wood or coal.
What is going on? Ugh. Just mystified, she's gonna just get herself ready for the morning.
Of course, you make your way down for breakfast. You see the entire family is there. You see your father at the end of the table. You see him. You walk in just enough in time to seeing your brothers talking as they used to. Ever since you and your brothers had that chat late at night, you felt a mending going on there. It's been not always forward progress. There have been a couple of times where your eldest brother put his foot in his mouth quite firmly, but once pointed out, he was properly petulant and took ownership quite readily, and he has been attempting to be better. You do see that your father notices, but he seems to almost be trying to cajole that older version of him back out again with comments, with remarks about his greatness, about how a good lord he is going to be. Quite an opposite of the quiet mutterings you've heard in the past about what a fool your brother would have been as a lord coming from him.
Good morning, family.
Coraline, welcome. You see as your middle brother moves over and pours you a cup of tea. As you come and sit, there's an assortment of pastry, fruits, and such around across the table. And your mother reading through one of the social papers, not one of the actual posts. What a shame! I had such high hopes for those new knights.
Oh, how do you mean?
Well, I knew that for the Caraway event, they were quite helpful in making sure and creating safety for the individuals involved. It seems this time, the Vistaris.
Of course.
It seems that Lord Vistari got himself involved in some sort of kerfuffle with them, and after brutally injuring him, he was then found during the nightly rounds, killed in his hospital bed.
She kind of drops the scone or whatever it is she was eating. Killed.
Well, it is quite gruesome. I don't wish to worry you, but he was. We will suffice it to say that he was. It was most definitely not a self-inflicted end to his time, and it was not his wounds causing his passing.
How terrible.
Quite. We'll have to send. We'll have to send a notice over to the Lady of Vistari. Hopefully, she was able to get. And you see, your father kind of grumble about hoping that she was able to get the finances in order. Your family is quite well off. You control a fair amount of grain and farm and food coming into the city. Um, your father seems to be ever more. You've noticed this ever more recently, kind of focused on the money, which is from your early memories of him very not like him. He had always been an individual who cared about making sure that the people of the city were fed, were cared for. Even last year, he's one of the ones who petitioned the Parliament to make sure that there was a stay on the increased cost of foods, even though that would directly affect your family's way to increase resources in order to ensure that individuals would be able to afford to feed their families. And he now speaks almost solely of money, of coin and gains.
I'm sure that their family will be fine. We'll have to arrange a bountiful bouquet for the funeral services.
Yes, yes. You see that your brothers both also kind of look a little sideways at you, like that's not normal for your father.
Yeah, she looks sort of, hmm. Uh, I was recently uh, showing off Emberton House, Father, hoping to gain some more funds for the children.
I hope that that worked. If we're not careful, we might have to change how we run Emberton House. That is a red flag.
Change
Emberton.
it how?
Well, there's a proposed new bill hitting Parliament that, if it passes correctly, we might not be able to continue to fund and care for the house as we have in the past. So I do trust you to catch individuals who'd be able to help keep that going. It's good for the house's image. It's good for the family's image. Even your mother stops and stares at him for a moment.
Father, we're one of the wealthier families in town. I'm sure even with the bill, we could certainly scrape the funding for Emberton House.
We'd
It's
have to
important
check.
work.
It is. I don't disagree. It's quite important for the image of the family. We'll
No,
have
that
to.
wasn't what I meant.
You see him stop and looking. How many social seasons have you had, Coraline?
I'm sorry, one more time.
How many social seasons have you had now?
3?
I would put effort into finding a husband this year. If not, your mother and I might have to find one for you.
I see. Uh,
You see you see that your oldest brother is about to stand up to say something, and your mom's arm just latches onto him and drags him back down, and gives you just a don't push this look, please.
I was not aware I was on a timer. I will certainly take that into consideration.
Please see that you do. And he stands, tucks his paper in. I have business to attend to. And you see him kind of leave, and there's this moment of just hanging weight in the room.
Mother,
I don't know.
I would suggest you find out because we would.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Hmm.
I know that your father has taken in new business partners that he seems to be spending more and more time with. I worry about how late he's been. He's been spending more and more time at the club and less time here. It's not. Don't get me wrong. Your father's always enjoyed his time for the social club, for the games, the sport of it. But he's never been not this long, not like this.
Do you know who these new business partners are?
He's very secretive about them. I know that he's mentioned that there were 6 others, that he has 6 new business partners, and that the group of them are looking at big changes. I think the verbiage that he used, a strengthening of the peerage.
Just slightly pale. I see.
I am worried. Your father has never so much as raised of his voice at me, and I was told to keep a better eye on how we spend funds for creating people for the betterment of the house. I've been told to start better documenting when I get new clothing for you and I. stuff that we've never had to worry about, stuff we've never had to do before. And there's something with his. I swear, last time that I looked too deeply into his eyes, I thought I saw his pupil move.
I wouldn't. I'm sure it was a trick of the light.
I hope so, but for now, and you see him looking very firmly at all of you, and this is the voice of your mother. This is Mom talking. For now, we keep going as we have been. We keep in mind that your father's actions in the moment do not reflect who he has been for his entire life as a person. I'm hoping that there's some sort of mental befuddlement going on. Yeah, I have made plans to see one of the to see a family to see an old friend of mine who specializes in mental magics to make sure your father has been put under some sort of entrapment or illusion. But from my understanding, those things cannot create entirely new. They can only modify what exists already. And I refuse to believe that anything about who this man is now is the man that I married.
Mother, be very careful. If
I'm-
magics are involved and he finds you snooping, it could be quite dangerous.
My dear, I wasn't always your mother. I know how to take care of myself. And you see a smile, and she kind of pats your hand. And your mother has always been very private about her life before marrying your father. So you're not quite sure what she means when she says that?
I mean, if she says so.
I have individuals I can contact for assistance if need be. But no, what are your plans for the day?
Oh, actually, I believe I was going to call on General LaFay.
And you see, I believe it was Daniel was your brother who served with them, correct? Daniel,
Yes.
David? Yeah, Daniel. Daniel's like, oh, I can escort you. I'd be happy to escort you to him.
Oh. I'm also going to stop and do some ribbon shopping along the way. I'll simply take my maid. There's no reason to interrupt your schedule for the day.
I actually have a free day. Go ahead and roll me an etiquette roll to convince him to stay home.
That's a 1.
Well, thankfully, that is your honor.
Yes, it is.
And I believe that keeping your brother away from a maybe murderer, you don't know, falls within family honor. So you are able to, through a bit of convincing, and what happens is your brother steps in and says, well, no, I need your help with something today, actually. And you see your older brother give you just a little side look and a wink as he gathers and leads Daniel away.
Great. And she just kind of gives the most subtle nod of like, thank you. And she's going to push her plate of barely eaten breakfast away. And quickly go and I think she will bribe her maid to lose her for a while.
You will be safe.
Of course.
No, this isn't something that I'll have to worry about later.
No. I just need a moment of time to speak to General LaFay on my own. There's nothing to be...
He has a reputation.
I'm aware, but it's important.
You alone being seen going to his house? I mean, the honest part of that would be going to his house. From my understanding, that cad of a man is never seen within anyone bounds but other married individuals.
Well, I'm not married, so there we are. Perfectly safe.
Yes, my lady. She just sighs and nods her head.
Thank you, Leah.
Yes. I will be over. I will be over at the tea house, enjoying the
Yes, enjoy.
respite.
Lovely respite. Take some pin money. Enjoy. I will be back soon.
Yes, yes. And I think that the timing of all this plays out. That I'm assuming that Coraline is big Stompy's mad, making her way towards General on a mission.
Oh, yes, she is.
Perfect. And so I think that kind of that moment is when the three of you outside of General LaFay's house.
Have you seen? Of course you have. That's why you're here.
Yes. I am surprised you made the trip on your own.
I have my ways.
Scandal.
Oh, please. Now is hardly the time.
Yes.
Besides, as I told my maid, I'm not married, and so Jax LaFay has no interest.
I think you underestimate Jax LaFay.
Although, if my father has anything to say about it, that would be changing soon.
Your father wishes for you to marry my cousin.
But no! Actually,
That seems...
everything's a jumble. There's something wrong with my father, but we can get into that in a minute.
Jax, how long did Jax sleep?
That whole time. Yeah.
That whole time? Is Jax still asleep?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay. Would Shmuel have had a key to Jax's house?
Yeah.
Would Adam?
Yes.
wonderful.
Even better. So for Coraline, because Ellis would have no bearing point for this culturally speaking. I'm assuming that Adam is just going up and unlocking the door and walking in.
Yeah, I mean, Adam knows that there are no staff. The estate
Right.
is empty, bar Jax, correct?
Right.
Then yes, absolutely 1000%. We're just going in.
Yeah, so Coraline, the impropriety of this would, even for everything else, be just the littlest bit shocking. There is no announcement, there is no staff, there is no nothing. There have been rumors about General LaFay's estates because a man of his standing has them. It's a promised, guaranteed thing. He has estates. But going inside, does Jax have stuff in his house, or is it just a big empty box?
There's stuff. There's a lot of and I think this is probably from a long time ago, honestly. The papers are probably really old. But there's a lot of like boxes of like papers and documents regarding the events that happened when he was a ranger the first time. And the place is a mess. It's not. There's a lot of dust everywhere, most likely.
I'm assuming all of the furniture has cloth on it. All of the furniture is, yeah. No, this is not an estate. This is a ghost of a house.
What is this?
This is where Jax LaFay spends, quite honestly, not much of his time, I would imagine.
From the doorway, Alice just... Pardon me as I intrude into this house. Well, it seems that announcing ourselves is not something we do here culturally.
No.
Oh, it often is, but in this instance, I thought it might be easier to. And then Adam stops and turns and bellows into the hall. Cousin, if you are awake and decent, we would have your audience.
There's like a good minute before a reply comes. Just a minute. And walks downstairs in the same clothes he had on the last time you saw him.
Is there any blood on Jack?
Exactly what I was about to ask.
It depends on how the splatter went. I feel like he aimed it so that it went that way.
That's valid.
But I'll leave it up to you.
Right?
So that's the other question: is how close of a shot was it back a little bit to make sure there was no backsplash? Was Jax doing the shot with the intent of the rest of this team not finding out about it?
He was doing it with the intent of knowing that he had to go outside immediately afterwards.
Okay, so a carryover effect of that would be okay. So actually, what I'm going to have us do real quick, and then we're going to do this roll, and then we're going to go ahead and hit break. Is I'm going to have a roll from Jax. I'm going to have Jax do a dueling roll, and I will let everybody else choose between etiquette and valor.
Etiquette.
You mean vigor?
Vigor, thank you.
Vigor. Ooh,
I got a 7.
vigor.
That's a 4.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
It's 7 vigor.
Okay. So, Ellis, did you roll for vigor or etiquette?
Vigor.
For vigor? Okay. So, unfortunately, you're not transformed, so the 4 is not your hero. Go ahead and roll again for me real quick, because the etiquette is 2-3. So go ahead and roll for me real quick. Let's just see if you bounce back from the Mark of Peril.
Remember, you have juice.
And you have juice if you want to roll again.
That's another
Thank you
4.
for the juice.
Okay, so you are still in the scene. Hooray. You are not given the vapors by the scene of a disheveled Jax LaFay, which would be something for you to unpack later.
Immediately, Adam goes, ah!
But you do miss whatever we're going to have come out of this real quick, and then we're going to hit break. So, for the two of you who rolled vigor and hit your vigor rolls, let's go ahead and start with Jax Fizz. What is the giveaway that only somebody... Here's interesting. What is Jax LaFay's tell? We all have them.
It's a pretty obvious tell, probably. Oh, I guess for someone who would know him, it's obvious. For someone else, they'd probably just think he was showing off or something. But whenever he does something that he questions deep within himself, even if he doesn't do it consciously, his eyes glow like he's doing magic.
Even through the glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Adam? His eyes are glowing. And for Ellis, I think Ellis's nature as an observer really kind of leans into this moment with picking up not just on Jax's body language cues, the glowing eyes, but that moment that Adam notices and Adam's physical response to noticing, you also have a pretty clear understanding that something is going on with Jax. And that's where we're going to go ahead and call break.
Coming for you.
Bring it. Yeah.
So we're gonna take about 10-15 minutes, go to the bathroom, grab some water, grab a snack, do the things we gotta do that we can't do while we're here, but we'll be back, and you should be too, because I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful experience coming back from break. So we'll
fun.
see you in about 15.
Fun and good times.
Bye. So yeah, and hi guys. Yeah, this is again. So Lion, this is why you actually do have to read that thing that I put that Squizzy posted up for me in the chat that we talked about on when we did the working stream, which we should do more working streams, right? We're doing more working stream.
There will be
We're
more
doing-
working streams.
Okay,
We're
there
gonna
will
be
be
doing
more
those
working
every
streams.
week. It's great
Hi
time.
everybody. Hi everybody. Welcome back.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug completed for Tales from the Table Studios. Let's go ahead and get back into this very interesting nightly order meetup. This little cadre meetup that we have going on where nothing's wrong, right?
Beat up is such an innocent way to put it.
Let's find out.
How else would you? I don't know what else you would call it.
Let's find out how this plays out, everybody.
I think upon seeing Jax's eyes, I think there's just a very curt cousin. You are looking absolutely radiant.
Thanks. What gave it away?
And then just a toss. Oh, actually, Adam doesn't have it. Adam's gonna look back at Ellis and sort of like glance down at the paper with a handout.
Let's all unfold the paper politely and hand it over.
And Adam will literally fling it at Jax's chest. Have you seen today's paper?
Pick it up. No, but oh. So that's why y'all in here this god awful.
It is probably 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It is actually regular people hours.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I suppose that we all had the same concern.
I shot him.
I thought we had all come to the agreement that we were specifically not going to do that.
Things change.
Things change.
Unfortunately, yes.
I think Adam takes a step forward and goes, and I suppose some things don't, then.
Some do, some don't. It's the way of the world. You wanna lock me up?
I think we'd like an explanation.
Would be a good start.
Well, how about a drink? We could talk after a drink. I'll head over to my. There's like there's a bar, I think in.
I think it's the only used part of the house. Like you can tell that there's a pathway leading to the bar that's kind of been shoved out of the way for the stuff.
I love the idea that it's like the foyer opens into what would be like a sitting room, but it's just empty, save the bar.
What are y'all drinking? I'm a whiskey guy myself.
It is 10 o'clock in the morning.
7 p.m. somewhere.
Surprisingly, I think I will abstain.
Does?
I do not drink.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. It takes a big swig of a probably like 4-shot glass worth of whiskey. That's good stuff. All right. What do you want to know? Where should I start? I shot him in the head as he lay there in his bed, all missing, begging for his life.
Why?
Conscience. Other stuff. Mainly, though.
Conscience.
Someone told me they knew what my kids were. Price of finding them for myself was his head.
And who was it that made you this offer, dear cousin?
Stranger and a nobleman. I don't remember the name, but Jax would remember the name.
The name of the individual is one Arthur Datman, Viscount Datman.
Viscount Datman.
Does Ellis have a response to that?
Viscount Datman, are you sure?
If memory serves me.
Before our encounter with the large beast, I had been at the docks helping Viscount Datman. He was tending to the sick. Something that I found exemplary of someone of higher stature in this kingdom.
That would be something that all of you would know, that Datman runs a number of clinics and hospitals. The Datman family in particular is a very modest house. They don't act up in structure, but they do provide service to the people.
Question. Would Jax have talked at all about to Adam at all about the like wax him off stuff ever?
Yeah.
Probably.
If any question, if you asked him at all, he probably would. I don't think he would just be like, "Here's all this stuff that happened."
No,
It was
but
very-
like
What's
that
one
there
of the-
was a simulacrum at some point.
Yeah. What was one of the weirdest things that you fought back when this thing
Yeah.
happened? And wax them off would pop up on that list.
Wax him off definitely was. There's also that swamp monster thing, but you know, it's kind of the same time.
Love you, Tuesday group.
Yep.
Yeah, go
Facts.
watch the Tuesday table. Go watch the Tuesday table.
Except for JT, who's trying to cause us problems, and I see you.
Correct.
Stop
it.
But I think Adam goes, Are you certain that it wasn't some kind of simulacrum?
To be fair, there was that scent of fertile, wet earth.
Could have been possible.
Did
You
it
know, like
matter?
the Shadow King's presence. Not when it comes to my kids.
So where's that line drawn then, cousin?
Everybody has their own.
Yours. What if they had asked you to kill one of us? Would you have done it?
No.
Go ahead and Adam, roll me anyone who wants to roll an etiquette roll. Real quick.
This is gonna go terribly. I'm so excited. Oh, that's a 3. We did it. We did it. I'm sorry.
Mark that down.
I wanted D8. I'm very happy.
So 3-3 is Ellis rolling or not on this one?
Nope.
Okay. So for those of you who rolled, Jax, were you telling the truth?
Half. Half the truth. Specifically, OOC wouldn't actually do this, but
No, of course.
because story reasons. But the biggest thing about Jax is always family. He puts family first always. He would not kill a Dom for any reason. He would kill Ellis or Coraline if it meant if it meant he got his kids back.
So I'm going to say that there is truth, but it feels like there's more to it. You aren't able to figure out exactly where that break is, but he isn't lying when he says that. He would not kill you if he was requested to for his kids.
How is Coraline feeling about that in terms of her
Her
personal
bullshit-
detection?
You're getting wonky readings, but you've also noticed by this point that you usually get wonky readings around Jack.
Mhm.
And this is partially also just to make the role play a little bit easier, a little bit more balanced out. Is your bullshit detector doesn't really work as well on the fellow knights. Period.
Okay.
But it's enough for you to know that he wasn't lying, but there's something he's not saying.
But things change?
I stood there standing over good old the dearly
Astari?
deceased.
Yeah.
I was gonna step away. But then that offer came. I haven't seen my kids and they were taken from me.
Why not come to us?
It had been so long ago. I searched everywhere. Gestures to all the documents in the room. I didn't even know about them until they were 6 years old. Met them during the whole Prince, the King, and first time as a ranger. Decades passed. Thought maybe they'd be dead or somewhere I can't get to. Nope. They were there standing or sitting at a cafe. My daughter looked at me like she didn't even know me. I don't regret killing Fastari. He was an evil man. In my heyday, I would have ignored what y'all said anyway and burned him up right then and there. He would have gone on to put hundreds of people at risk, maybe even kill them, due to his ineptitude. But I do regret that that was how I saw my children for the first time in years. What? You want to turn me in? I got no problem facing the consequences of my actions.
We could have
Did what I
helped
did.
you. There could have been other ways. You regret that that's how you faced your children again after all these years? That I know how badly you've wanted this, and this is how it goes because you couldn't reach out for help?
I let her reach out for help.
To be fair, I am sure that Shmuel probably was, when Shmuel was younger, Shmuel probably assisted as much as he could to try to find your children, but all of this happened well before Adam was even born.
It's not a matter of asking for help. It happened a long time ago. Again, I thought they were dead or worse or whatever, somewhere else. The search lasted for years and years, and eventually I had to stop looking.
But if you were under the assumption that this person was telling you the truth, then you still could have come to us. Because then you would believe that they were out there somewhere.
Coraline,
Mm-hmm.
you remember that part of Malgrove's entourage...
Yep.
Oh. Threefold. There he is.
What? Yesterday. That was yesterday now, right? Yeah. Yesterday, I met two individuals with the last name LeFay and your eyes. They were touring Emberton House. They were with Mr. Charles Mangrove.
In Coraline's defense, the last name LeFay in this time period is not uncommon. There are many who have Fey ancestry or blood in them that you take on, no matter what their more mundane human side is, the last name of LeFay. It is not an uncommon last name.
I didn't immediately think of you because LeFay is not that uncommon a last name.
I assume there's at least 20 of us in every city I go to be fair. Titania gets around. So does Oberon.
Were their names Albert and Gianna?
Gabrielle and Anthony. Born to their mother and me, Isabeau. Look, whether or not I wanted help finding them is irrelevant. They were presented to me in a moment after years of searching, and I didn't want to let that moment slip from me. But I ask of you to think of something for me. This paper here brands us as the bad guys immediately. It brands me as the bad guy, whatever you want to call it. If they question not why that action was taken, just that it was. This man blackmailed, held hostage his own wife for years. He took us to war for nothing more than to benefit his own pockets. I don't claim to be a good man on the actions I take. I'm a killer. I've always been. But his death saves more lives than that was taken.
Them branding us as villains doesn't make it so. We could have had an opportunity to show them otherwise, even with voices like his trying to poison the well, our actions could have spoken for themselves, could have been louder than him and his ilk. We could have created trust with the people.
And now we're all murderers.
Now we're all murderers.
No. You could give me up.
And then what?
My actions were wrong.
And then what? Part of what makes this work, part of what the people trust and believe in, is the fact that those who are given this opportunity, whether it be by choice or otherwise, is that there is honor to it. There is meaning behind the role. And so even if we do give you up, what the people see is not a person who made choices that are questionable at best. What they see is a loss of that honor. What they see is a removal of that meaning. The actions that you've taken here are so much farther reaching than simply a decision you've made to act in a way you felt was right that you don't regret. It has sweeping consequences for the lot of us. Not to mention that we don't all have the opportunity to hide behind the anonymity of the mask.
You have commanded a platoon of soldiers?
No, I have not.
I've sent many people that I broke bread with to their death. All because of the actions and decisions of greedy bastards who think war is the only thing that'll line their pockets to keep their bellies full. What was the honor in that? The honor flew out the window a long time ago, dear cousin. If you are naive enough to believe that such a thing still exists, even here in this place, then I don't know what to tell you.
What you're telling us is that you're a man who can't be trusted.
I never said I was.
Cousin, if we do not set a standard of honor against the honorless, then how can we ever hope that it returns? Because I don't know about you. And Adam will turn and sort of sweep their arm across everyone else, and I can't speak for any of you either. But I refuse to exist in a world where there is no hope for the return of lost honor in our society, among our people. If we cannot find it and bring it back to them, then what's to stop things from continuing even if we accomplish our goal? Bloody as you may wish it to be. When does that stop? When do we face an opportunity where there are people who don't think that a lack of honor is something to be taken lightly, to be thrust about for their own benefit? Because shouldn't that always be our goal, to stop this from continuing, to ensure there is no need for more of us down the road?
We thought that the last time. But here we are, back in the building again.
Well then, I think I've heard enough. Alice raises their Leomano towards Jax. Jax LaFay, you find yourself in the presence of the judge of the Yellow Isle, Alice Lima. My judgment fair, my verdict final. And as I step forward, there's a moment of thoughts among thoughts racing through the head. The children at stake, the person who was perpetrated against the person who tried to kill Jax. And as I step forward, the Leomano drops. Suspended. Note, Sir LaFay, that this is not an innocent verdict. Someday you will have to answer for the crimes you have committed. But, as I understand it, currently the system in which these rules are in place is broken. And until it is fixed, until it is righted, or until I am able to bring judgment upon the system itself, your final verdict will be held. Alice looks towards sorry. Alice looks towards the rest of the party. If I have my notes correct, you had mentioned something about a day where lost honor can be redeemed. Let this set the pace. He is not innocent, but there's still time before a final verdict can be drawn. There's much more at play. Now, we either continue and see where the verdict leads us, where the evidence leads us, or we continue to infight until our own judgment is brought upon us.
Sit down on the covered couch in the room with the bottle, not the glass. I take a swig.
Coraline's gonna walk over to the bar and pour herself a drink.
What does Coraline reach for? There's everything. This is a stock. If it's
not even
existed,
looking. It's just the first thing her hands touch.
it's probably a bottle of something older than you are.
Yeah, she's just fine. She's gonna.
Judgment withheld or not. I think we need an assurance that you will not play judge and jury on your own again. At least not without a conversation, or worse, with a conversation that means nothing. I don't ask you for regret or apology, but consideration.
I've never been one to lie. I ain't gonna start now. Unless we're always in the view of each other. I can't promise you that. Because I will always do what is best for my family.
And was them seeing you how they did best for them? Or best for you?
You got me there. I don't know. That bottle was a gift from Prince Robert. Good year.
Robert Goodfellow hasn't been seen in court for a stupendously long amount of time, So the bottle you probably just poured from Coraline is probably almost worth as much as the house you live in.
Cheers, then.
Once again, I will take my leave. I believe I've said what I need to here.
There's probably more things to discuss, quite honestly.
Oh,
Such as?
How we're going to proceed about the Shadow King making his return. We haven't had a proper conversation about what we're going to do with our newfound roles. Everybody keeps leaving after they get a little uncomfortable.
A keen choice of word.
Merlin said that we've been chosen to what?
If we've been
Referee
chosen.
this contest of kings. But what does that even mean?
Fair question.
I don't want us to fall into the same problems our team had at the beginning, at least, which was, well, we had difficulties having a direct conversation, at least, about our goals as a team. Led to a lot of people dying.
Then I suppose the question is how we best prevent a lot of people from dying. If we know Adam stops seeing Coraline having sort of...
We don't exactly have a lot of information to go on.
Neither did we back then, but we do know a couple of things. We saw the flags or house, whatever they're called, on the banners, I think. On the contest board, leaderboard. And we know that at least one of them, or a couple of them, loves attacking innocents. So who was it that attacked that event the first time?
well, from observation, whoever they are, they do like to make a show of it. So we know that wherever there's a big show or a big venue, there's a chance that this perpetrator may also appear. Now, I am, once again, found the outsider within this group, so I am not familiar with the events of your kingdom. If there's any.
I'm not sure what's next. The things change so much. We used to have all these other balls and events and galas and all that other stuff. Now they do different ones, and I'm not. It's hard to keep track of sometimes.
So, most of you would know. Let me pull up the actual list with the times on it. For the upcoming events, that's the wrong doc again. Please hold just one moment as I get the list up. There we go. Perfect. Those are the O's. Those are the lore. Nope. Those are the fake courts. Let me make many notes. My fellow
Coraline
GM and I.
has been watching Adam very carefully this whole time, by the way.
Adam has not noticed. Adam has been preoccupied. Being very
Jackson.
uncharacteristic, to be fair, at least for most outward perspectives.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah, fair.
And Jax has been very, yeah, the whole time. Almost uninterested. Almost.
The next big event. The next big event for you guys is actually not for a bit of a while. There are standard balls going about. Some of them are a little bit larger, but the next truly big event is not until the Samhain Ball, hosted by the Port of Ternanog, predominantly by the K-Seed, the King of Cats, come in October tide. From there is going to be the next large event after that, and what you feel is most likely going to be the true turning point and probably the most important event of the year will be the Diamond Jubilee, which is the Queen's 50th year on the throne. You feel that is going to be the most dangerous one. There is, coming up in June, on the 21st, the Solstice Ball, which is hosted by the Duke of Queensberry, the father of Prince Morgan's husband, who is the next Duke of Queensberry in his own right. It is usually set as a time to be renewal of the Frithith, but with everything going on, you all are at least not quite sure how that's going to go. But that will be an event coming up. But the next truly big event, the one with the most next big impact, will likely be the Samhain Ball.
If I remember right, that's that one that's on the with the cat dude.
Not Halloween.
Basically, yeah, that's on Halloween. All Hallows Eve over in UK, but yeah.
We'll have to be on our highest guard then.
If that is the biggest event coming up, then I suggest that's what we keep our eye out for. However, if my studies are correct, your kingdom hosts many other smaller events. So, the suggestion here is that we do what our titles have claimed that we do. As knights, we guard. Whenever there's an event, at least one of us should be there, in plain clothes, blending in with the people, for after all, that is who we are here to serve, is it not?
Agreed.
It is. Well spoken.
There
Did
is,
you-
in fact, an event coming up tonight. Not a large one, but there is an event. Because I have a feeling that Coraline keeps on top of her mail, correct? She keeps
Yes.
on top of her correspondence. You were invited to a moderate-sized affair, in all likelihood, by a noble family, the Count. I have the name down. Let me go back to my notes again. Always back to the notes. That would be Count Dorme.
Count Dorvang?
Dorme, Dormmary. Count Dorme.
Domain.
It is a ball to signify the upcoming betrothment of his daughter to someone from not in the country, but of some renown. You can't keep track of everybody, unfortunately. But it is supposed to be quite a large affair. The Dormés are known for showing off, as it were.
So there is an event tonight that I have an invite to. Count Dormain is celebrating the engagement of his daughter.
If you're invited, I suggest that you appear, and perhaps one of us will stand on the outside, just in case.
I had every intention of doing so.
Well, Ellis, you volunteer to be as an outside.
Very well.
Probably be a little weird for me to show up
Understood.
there.
Well, if I remember from the last account, it would be indecent for me to arrive around the same time as you, Lady Emberton. So I'll mayhaps meet you there and take my leave a little early.
Yes, that sounds amiable to me.
Ellis begins to walk.
Dom and I will on standby to assist if there's any problems.
As Ellis walks out, they kind of pen their thumb over their Leomano before they put it away. And kind of a thought to themselves, they recite something. If the prowess of Nali'i becomes a lesson. And then they put it away and begins to walk in the direction of the event that was to take place.
I'd better
You're
check
more
my
than
leave as well.
welcome to. Oh,
Sorry.
feel free to. Man. Good seeing you again. Give your brother my regards, yeah.
And she will take her leave. General LaFay, Mr. Levy. And off she goes.
Do you want to stay or go?
I have some letters to attend to that I'm sure better are taken care of now than sit and wait. Though we are having visitors soon, you should stop by.
Of course. Yeah, very smooth anyway.
I'm so sorry, I did not hear you.
Said should pay a visit to Smooth anyway.
Good. Then Adam will stop, turn back, walk over to the liquor, look for what stands out as one of the more expensive bottles. Take it. Oh, yeah.
Do you want the most expensive?
No, I want specifically the second most expensive.
There is a bottle of there's a bottle of 1817 brandy that was on a back shelf hidden away, that after looking at all of it is most definitely the second most expensive bottle on this shelf.
That one. Adam will pick it up, look it over, and then, without looking over at Jax, go, I'm sure he will be happy to see you. And then turn and go to leave unless Jax is going to stop them.
Finish the bottle. Go back to sleep on the couch. Don't even go back to the bed.
Well, I think we're going to follow Adam back to his letters first. The making, so I'm assuming because the letters were left back at the house, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Did not bring them with me.
You do make your way back to your home. You are greeted by the staff, who asks if you require luncheon of any kind, that there is leftover aspects that they are happy to warm for you if needed.
There's a polite refusal.
Like every noble, Adam was trained to be careful of mail, with how magic works and with how individuals who are clever enough can imbue magic into things. You never know what items you hold could be potioned or encharmed, ensnared with a spell that would modify a memory or change an opinion, or, in the view of some of these, deliver quite an audible message. There are those who you trained with that are very simple monster, murderer. There are letters in there that go after your character, the honor of you, your house. There are... Do you put the ones that are challenges to a duel aside? Or what do you do with those? Because there are a number of them.
Yes, those get put to the side because they're each going to get a response.
There is in total 4. All of which are from individuals of whom you once trained right next to in your preparations for this. Individuals who were not chosen to be knights and who had gracefully at the time stepped aside, assuming that you would have been an individual of honor, taking your place, most likely leading a cadre of your own. And there are marks about, there are remarks in lieu of that. There are letters of individuals who are telling you that they will no longer be responding to you publicly at events. There are letters of individuals who have full-on named you persona non grata. There is one letter that is quite simply a silver knot. That is one of the ways of which old families would basically declare an individual war against you. You're not sure who that one's from. It's not signed. They never are. But it is a warning. There are a couple of letters, though, that do remind you that you do also still have friends, individuals that claim that they know you as an individual of honor, that there must be some sort of misunderstanding, some sort of misrepresentation of effects or affects that that they know you to be an individual who would not condone or order such things, and that anyone to say the other is a fool to be ignored or an imbecile to be taught. They are not the majority, but they are there. Probably of the, let's say, 24 letters, you had the 4 duels, 1 not. 7 of them were responses of in approval of your character, and the rest were all outright dismissals and being informed that you, to them and their family, no longer exist.
And Adam is going to take time to.
Where does Adam? I'm assuming Adam has a private study within the house.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And yeah, I think Adam takes the time to read through every single one, every word of every letter, even when it's very clear and blatant what it is that is going to be said. And each of the duels is responded to with a polite, respectful decline, with the reasoning that there is an understandable misconception as to what has occurred, and a reasonable frustration and questioning of honor, but that there is a hope that more than what is misconstrued and misrepresented here is the weight of past action, and that if not, it is a reasonable response. However, there is no purpose or benefit to more blood being spilt as a result, regardless of whose it may be. There's no interest or intention on Adam's part of winning these people over.
Yep.
It's just, hey, I get it. Hopefully you will come to understand why it's not what you think it is, but we're not going to kill each other today or tomorrow or the day after.
And then I'm assuming we're cracking open the brandy that we stole from.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because there's business to deal with tonight. So Adam will keep a level head.
Okay.
However, we do have some time between now and then. Adam will probably pay visit to one of the many that he sometimes seeks comfort in. Those who don't have their own companions to do so with anymore.
Go ahead and so yeah, you do so, and yeah, that is how you spend the rest of your day. We'll go ahead and switch over to Ellis. You walked away. Where were you going?
Headed in the direction of the event that was just noticed, or that was just mentioned.
So as everyone's talked about, you would understand that there is probably at least a 6 or 7 hour time between now and when this event would be taking place.
With understanding of that, just sort of observing the area prior to the guest arrival, looking for entry points and exit points.
Sure. As you do your walk around the varied estates, figuring out which one it is and doing your rounds, there is one point where one of the Metropolitan Constabulary does actually approach you. Excuse me.
Yes.
Not to interrupt you as you walk about, but I do notice that this is the, I believe, third or fourth time you've circled this in state. Is there something that troubles you or that you have a problem with?
No, not at all. I am a visitor from a different kingdom, and I'm admiring the architecture of yours. You see, my kingdom is within a tropical climate, so it would be understandable that you would see that our architecture and yours are vastly different.
I do understand that, and we I'm also a fan of good architecture. Um, we had one of the staff within the estate, just send a missive about, or send a runner about an individual circling, and they were just a little concerned. That's all.
So my apologies. I sometimes I forget myself. I pull out a notebook, and you see, I've been collecting these notes about your kingdom. It is so vastly different from my own, and it's just very interesting. And in fact, I am here for a cultural exchange, and I, you know, pardon me, you're probably busy. This isn't the time for.
Uh, well, you see, the individual was actually kind of intrigued. Well, no, I'm ascertaining to make sure you're not a threat to the fine people living here, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I'll escort you around for another walkabout or two, but after that, I do strongly suggest that you find some other good architecture. I highly recommend down by the square. They just finished building a clock tower for the Big Ben Bell, so I do recommend going there if we are staring at our architecture as opposed to the residencies of individuals.
Of course, understandable. Um, if you would like to, or if you're offering to take me on one last walkabout, and
Of
I would
course.
so enjoy your input and any of their insight that you have about this place.
I'm happy to do so. So you mentioned that you're from a tropical climate. I not much of a fan of the heat myself. Don't get me wrong. I do understand that the winters up here must be terrible for you, but I couldn't imagine it being beastly hot all year around.
I understand when it's cold, you can always put on more layers, but there's only so much you can do when the weather's hot.
Exactly.
Tell me, amongst some of the other housings, this area seems to be a bit more.
Rand.
Yes,
Well, those around here are families that have had money for quite some time, and there have been a number of time periods throughout the history of the crown where, in order to avoid taxes, the different families were stated they were pouring most of their resources to refining their estates, is I believe the colloquial term used by those with the means to use it.
I see.
They're beautiful to look at, though. I don't disagree.
Um, I can't imagine that it would just be for, you know, for show. True. I mean, something this lavish probably has some sort of function besides, you know, living in and that sort.
It's part of how, well, a lot of the those who live in these houses don't want to admit that 2 or 3 generations ago their families were killing each other to see who was going to sit on top of the pile. So instead of killing each other or making those who underneath them kill each other for them, they throw wads of money at each other in subtle ways, or ways they say are subtle. Nothing subtle about 12 tons of granite being exported in when things should be leaving the country and not coming into it.
I see. Yeah, rather unfortunate and sordid history of that.
The wealthy do
My-
what the wealthy do, unfortunately.
Yes.
I'm sorry, they look at you taking in your much nicer clothing. They seem. I meant nothing by that, of course. The ways of those of the upper class are unfortunately outside of the domain of one such as myself. I don't have the free time or resources to put myself towards such endeavors.
Um, Funny you should say that. For the longer I stay here, so too does the habits of the upper class here seem to escape me. But my apologies. You have much to do, and well, I have other architecture to look at.
Please do. If and you see them actually stop. If you do want to look at architecture, and even if it's private residences, um, my name is Constable Whitman. You can find me over at the South Church Constabulary most of the time. I'm up here for much like you, what was it you said? A trade in
And cultural
a
exchange.
cultural exchange. You're right. You'll find the more time you spend here, the more the different sections of the city are in many ways their own small kingdoms in and of themselves. So part of what the commissioner has done is started sending more senior roles from one district to another in order to get them trained throughout the city and look at their own stations in a new light when they return as the Hope. But I'd be happy to show you around some places where more functional and more what I find interesting architecture can be found.
I would enjoy that. Yes, I'll take my leave. Thank you so much for your tour and your time.
Nods, and you see that they take a couple steps. You see them turn down a corner. But you also know that they probably stopped right around that corner to make sure that you also moved along.
I'm just taking note of all of the entryways that I've seen and plan to return once the party's in full swing and I'm easier to hide.
Perfect. Coraline, your maid is finishing up a cup of tea. She sees you walking. She puts down the coin and stands up to meet you. Oh. You see her doing like a once over to make sure. As you get a little closer, she... Miss, you did not drink before noon.
Don't concern yourself with what I have or haven't been doing.
It's my job to... You just kind of... It's my job to do so under her breath as she just shakes her head a little bit.
It has been a trying day. But we have festivities to get ready for.
We do. You're correct. I do know that your brother said that he would be willing to escort you today. Daniel, unfortunately, has something busy, so it would be Benedict has said that he would be happy to escort you tonight if you do not have an escort already.
Well then, actually, a friend of his might escort me instead.
Benedict only has a small number of friends.
Yes, I believe I recall Mr. Levy offering to escort me.
Adam is almost... Mr. Levy is almost as bad as General LaFay. Have you not heard the rumors going about? Just last week, he was seen in a debaucherous situation with the Dowager Lady, looking at random stuff in the curios around me to put a suitably ridiculous last noble name together.
Dowager Lady Antelier.
It's correct. I was actually very close to what I was about to say because there is actually a deer skull up here. So, 100%. Miss Dearbone, the Dowager Lady Dearbone, was caught in quite a scandalous position from my understanding. Is he one that we would... I don't know if your parents would appreciate such an action.
Well, My father wants me to find a husband, doesn't he? So this will help the situation. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. Forward.
You don't mean to insinuate mess, she says with a little panic cry as you lead her back to the Emberton estate.
And she's just like, I have to not. What if I have to transform things? I can't have.
So Benedict was one of the ones, by the way, Adam, that did send you a letter confirming your honor.
That's nice.
Just as a reference point, as a reference point. So, yeah, you make it back, and your mother's looking at the time. Oh, good, perfect. Just time for us to start getting ready. Benedict will be escorting you tonight. He has already confirmed the carriage, and he has everything already set up.
Oh, well, actually, about that. I was asked to be escorted by Mr. Levy today.
There's this pause. My dear, just because your father said that you need to find a husband doesn't mean you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find one.
Of course not. But if anybody knows eligible people, it will be Mr. Levy. And
Adam asked to escort you, Benedict says, coming in.
yes, he did. And on the way here, she will have told her maid to send someone for him.
We will cut over to there's a very, very, because the staff try not to interact, or they know how to find you, usually, Adam.
Oh, yeah. And I like to think that Adam is very friendly and very open to communication and connection with as much of the staff as possible.
Of course. Yeah. So one of your there's a knock on the outside door. Your attention is gotten as one of your family's coachmen. This one would be Philip.
If I may, I kind of love this idea that it is almost minutes after Adam has returned from
even better
an afternoon of debauchery.
Yeah, even better.
Hey, last minute.
Better. Yeah. So you just get yourself in the door. The door's closed, and there's a knock on the door, and you see it's Philip, who couldn't have. You see the coach is actually still out there and not put away. One of the serving maids from Emberton House came and requested you for the Emberton estate.
There's a moment of just very, very, very desperately trying to figure out
which one.
What? Yeah, no, not even which one, just what? Oh, is Benedict in need of something? Was there any explanation given?
It wasn't Benedict, sir.
Please forgive me. It has been quite a busy afternoon, and I suppose perhaps I need things expressed a bit plainer then.
It seems he moves aside, and you have seen Coraline's lady's maid in passing a couple of times.
Oh, sure.
She is breathing heavily, seeming to have run here. It is actually quite a distance.
Do I know her name?
You do. I am horrible, and I have forgotten it.
It's Leah.
Leah.
Immediately Adam will sort of like gently kind of guide his way over and just be like, Leah, are you all right?
The lady said,
do you need some water? Would you like some water?
No. She points again across the street because you are. It's a very large street, but you are across the street from the Embertons in-town estate. When we get back over there, I will happily relieve my thirst. My lady said that you would understand that you requested to be her escort for tonight?
And there is a moment where the whole face drops, and you can watch as their eyes sort of shuffle back and forth processing information. And then the mask comes up as they go, "Yes, of course. I had forgotten. It's been quite a long day. Thank you so much, Leah, for the reminder."
She was requesting your presence,
Well,
actually?
I imagine it would look untoward to not accompany her from her estate.
More pressing presence,
Ah,
sir.
then I shall make my. I need. And Adam will look down at their slightly disheveled attire.
Correct. She's also taking each her disheveled attire.
I will need a couple of minutes.
I will wait here for you, sir.
Yes, in fact, do you once the Lady Emberton is off, once we are off to the event, is your business complete for the night?
It is, in fact.
Lovely. Then might I suggest that as I go and get myself cleaned up, you please take a seat in my study, take a rest, and enjoy the once in a lifetime opportunity seated before you. I guarantee you will likely not have another opportunity to do so. Most likely because I will finish it before then. And without saying anything else, Adam will just sort of like take off.
Philip shows her to the study. And she does, in fact, partake of the once in a lifetime opportunity for the brandy. 100%.
I like to think that Philip and Adam are close enough that Philip understands that when Adam made this offer, knowing there's a good chance it would be refused because that's just untoward, that Philip would immediately pour the glass.
Oh,
so
100%.
It creates this situation of like, well, if you don't drink it, now it's just going to go to waste. You can't rebottle
it. Correct. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just the immediate respectful bullying into partaking.
Correct.
Yeah.
You get yourself together. It is a very quick change.
Yes.
You are you on your way out, which leads by your grandfather's office. Adam, are you going out again already? I thought you were in for the night.
Oh, I thought so too, but situations arise and sometimes changes occur. But I do promise we will find time to have that talk perhaps on the morrow.
Well, I do not sleep. If you get home and it's if my fireplace is still going, I'm in here working.
You should sleep. It's important.
It is. Sleep is for those who are growing, and for those who have much to do. Unfortunately, I have much to do, but I find myself bereft of sleep.
Zadie, please do keep in mind that I still have quite a few years before I can replace you.
You see a very sad smile on his face. You know as well as I do, Adam, that we do not control such things.
But rest can help.
Out with you.
Yes. I will be back when I am back, and I will regale you with the tales of misery and stress and joy and all of that. And there's a light rap on the door before they head off.
Yep. And there is a knock on the door, and as one of the maids of Emberton House makes their way to the door, Leah is there with Adam in tow, as requested.
Coraline is all charms. Mr. Levy, don't you look dashing?
Lady Emberton, you flatter me. Obviously, I am.
Benedict is a very confused dog watching the badminton shuffle being popped back and forth across the fence.
Clearly, I am not the one here who is demanding of celebration for you look lovely. It is nice to see you as well.
Are you courting?
What?
I think that's shared. There's a shared what?
I hope not. For my own sister's sake.
Adam
He's
will
he's a cad.
Adam will walk over to Benedict and like firmly but gently take him by the arm and turn him and lean in and go, Benedict, I hope you do understand. I came to the conclusion that there would be quite a few at the party tonight who likely would be about as experienced as I and with far less of a understanding and supportive nature. And I had become aware that there have been pressures for your dear sister, and I simply wanted to ensure that those pressures did not lead to anyone
Roman etiquette.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so bad at this. I'm so excited. No, that's fucking horrible, but I'm gonna reroll. I have juice. I'm gonna spend my juice to reroll this. Because that was an 8, and that's not I'm not transformed, so that's nothing. We're gonna try. That fell. We're gonna try one more time. Okay, we stay on the desk. We're gonna be okay. We're fine. That's a 3. So we just make it, but we rolled a 3.
He's not convinced that this isn't somehow a play for his... Benedict is not a stupid man, but he's also not a man overly burdened with intelligence.
Sure.
And he is just now becoming a semi-decent person again after probably 2 or 3 years of being kind of a shitty one. Of which he was still a friend of yours during those years where he was a shitty person. And when you're a shitty person and you have friends who you are pretty sure are also shitty people, this is very much one of those moments where he was like,
absolutely.
You're not trying to court my sister.
No. Heavens no.
You're trying to keep the leopards and lions away.
Indeed. And I thought it would be more more effective to see her with someone who isn't a sibling.
You do realize that people will assume you're courting.
Oh, I'm certain in a day or two no one will have that assumption anymore.
You do know that her tongue has been known to peel the varnish off of wood and the sealant off of steel, correct?
I'm counting on it.
Go with God, he says as he pats you on the shoulder and walks away.
There is a very quietly under his breath. There is a. I hope I can. And then the big smile comes back. Lady Emberton.
Mr. Levy.
And with that is where we're going to call tonight. With that, Mr. Emberton, Mrs. Emberton, Ms. Emberton, Mr. Levy. That very Mr. Darcy moment is where we're going to call tonight. Moving forward.
I don't need this call out at all.
You can Mr. Darcy your partner. It's fine.
Unbelievable.
It's fine. But that's what we're going to go ahead and go around the horn real quick. And we're going to go ahead and popcorn around yet again. And this time we're going to go ahead and start with... Let's do Jax for... So, X, go ahead and you go first. Excuse me.
Hello, that is me sometimes, probably, maybe. You'll never know. You will if you follow me at Extra the King on all the socials. I am the social media manager here for Tales from the Table Studios. You can catch me on not every single one of, actually kind of every single one of the shows that we do here. Wild. I'm here. It's wild. So you can catch me Tuesday when we come back with this game, but not this table. You can catch me Sunday, where you'll see me running the game for Sundered Skies, the Fabula Ultima story that we're telling, in which the players are definitely doing good. The world isn't, though, because the sun has sundered.
Wait, the sky. Not yet. The
sky.
sun. Not the sun yet. Please.
I mean,
thank you.
You know.
That's
oh, help us, please.
It's all fun. It's all broken. It's okay.
And you can catch me doing a bunch of stuff. I got to start playing going on, which I've got a werewolf game and 2 vampire games. The werewolf game and one of the vampire games have 3 players now. There's 2 more seats available at each table, so feel free to join those if you'd like to. And the other vampire game still has 4 seats available, so pop on over there. Let's see. That's all my brain can comprehend to tell y'all right now. So popcorn it to someone else. We'll pass that over to Kima.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite them, Cam. I'm like all the other nerds you follow, except falsely interested in architecture this time. You can find me behind the scenes mostly at Apochromatic Unlimited. You can find me on all my socials at FaveThemChem. I may or may not start streaming again, and if I do, you'll find any announcements there. I'm probably either going to be streaming Digimon Time Stranger, or who knows, I'll probably just be writing fanfics about both of our tables here at Sentai Sensibilities. Popcorn K again, because, why not?
I'm Kay. I play Coraline Emberton. You can't find me anywhere. I don't exist.
And then I'll go ahead and take you from here, and we'll end with Blind as normal. And as always, Kay, you are the favorite figment of our imaginations. We are always happy to have you. But no, I am, as always, TR Graham. You can find me everywhere on the internet at empathic_Graham. You can also starting for the rest of November, you can see me as a player over on twitch.tv/corrosive squid for a game run by a dear friend of mine, Tiffany Soleil VA, who is doing a Legend of Zelda themed horror game for the month of December. We're called Kokiri Run, where I actually get to play Fado. So if you want to see me being Fado from Legend of Zelda, go check us out over there. And then as soon as we hit November, alternating Wednesdays, we will be able to see me streaming as the Firefly and Tale Teller for my ongoing alternating Wednesday game of Wild Sea, where we're going to be starting off with them hitting their first real major port after a starting area. And you'll be able to catch the VODs and recordings of the game leading up to that on a soon-to-be developed YouTube channel that does not have a name yet. So we will be going from there later. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Lion.
Hey, y'all. It's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns. And I am starting... Uh-oh, hang on. It seems like we're having a tech issue.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I believe the stream is stopped.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It says we're still on. I'm going to see about that. Uh-oh. See if we're back. Now, I don't know. Uh-oh. Well, this is a concern to be sure.
Oh, no.
Stream crash.
Weird.
Okay, wait. I think we're back.
Oh.
Yep, we're back. We're back. We did it. I'm so
Yay!
sorry. If possible, would everyone be comfortable going through their outros again? Because I don't know when we dropped to know who didn't get their shout-outs, and everyone deserves them if y'all are willing to.
Always.
So sorry about that, everyone.
Go ahead and do X.
Yeah, well, I'll pop this off again. Who am I? You'll never know. I am Extel. Yeah, that is true. You can find me at Extra the King on all the socials. Quick run through. I'm here on every show that we do here in Tales from the Table Studios. I'm also the social media manager here, so follow us on the socials. I am going to be at the Tuesday table for this game. Sunday, you can catch me on Sunday Skies where I'm running that one. And yeah, again, that's all my brain can comprehend to tell you. So we're passing off to Kimla again.
Take 2. Hello, everybody. It's your favorite Devin Kim. I'm like all the other nerds you follow, but it's again this time. You can find me behind the scenes at Apochromatic Unlimited, where I do some of the character art and creature art. You can find me on all my socials at FaveThemKim. I might start streaming again, and I might start with Digimon Time Stranger. And if not, it's probably going to be writing fanfics about these 2 tables here at Sentai Sensibilities. I'm going to popcorn it back over to Kay.
I'm still here for fanfics. Yeah, hi, I'm Kay. I played Coraline Emberton. You can't find me anywhere because, once again, I don't actually exist.
And once again, you are the favorite figment of our imaginations. So, and as yet again, I am TR Grimm. I had a whole big spiel before. I'm not going to do the whole one again this time. That's not going to happen. But you can catch me everywhere at empathic_Grimm. I have some projects that are starting to really hit off. That are going to be posted up there soon. Keep an eye over there. But you can catch me for upcoming Wednesdays through October over at twitch.tv / Corrosive Squid for a horror-themed Zelda game, Legend of Zelda inspired game, run by Tiffany Soleil VA, who is a close friend of mine and someone very dear. And then from there will be new announcements going forward from that. And then we're going to pop it back over to Lion.
Hey, that's me. It's a me. Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they he pronouns. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm going bananas because Kay is already a figment. Earlier this week, my eldest told me that they are also a figment. And now X is saying that we can't be sure about his existence either. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe all of this is just in my head. It's been a wild time.
Can you prove that we're not all just a very detailed figment of your imagination?
You can't prove a negative. I know that because I used to be in debate. But...
Or were you?
Can you prove in lieu of that, can you prove that we are actually real?
See, now we're getting into solipsism, and then we gotta be careful because that gets real question. Anyway, I use they he pronouns. You can find me everywhere online at It's Drake Lionheart. You can also find me in November. It's a little early, but I can finally confirm it, so I'm excited to talk about it. But in November, you'll be able to find me in person at PAX Unplugged. I'm really excited to be able to do that. I'm going to be hanging out there. If you're interested, come find me, say hi. It's always cool to talk to people. I'm also going to be running some games on demand there, so you'll be able to come see me. I'll be running Kids on Bikes. I'll be actually running the module I wrote for Kids on Bikes. One night at Ollie's, a 5 nights at Freddy's inspired game. And I'll be running Worldwide Wrestling RPG, which is, in my opinion, the best game ever, and easily the best utilization of Powered by the Apocalypse that I've ever seen. I would love to run these games for y'all. They're 2 of my favorite games, and I would love to be able to share that with you. So if you're looking for some games to play at PAX Unplugged, come find me. We don't have times yet. We're still working those out, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. It'll also be posted all over my socials. With that said, Sunday, you'll be able to see me next on Sunday here for Fabula Ultima. Hey, X, what are we playing Fabula for? We have a reason that we're sundering these guys, right?
Yes, there is a very big reason, and that's because of the bullshit that's happening in the world right now. Because people need hope, I feel like, and this is a story that is gonna hope to highlight hope and that they're even against seemingly insurmountable odds, that there's still always hope.
Hell yeah. And to that end, we are also raising money through that game for Raisus, which is fighting back against the harm that is being done to the amazing people in our country by this fucked up, pardon my language, administration and ICE, by helping provide legal, financial, and other support for immigrants. It's a great organization, so if you want, come watch the show, donate to the cause. The stuff is all up. You can hit !donate at any time to bring it up. When you do donate, you can also provide boons, or worse, to our party. So if you want to help out the bad guys, you can do that through a donation. If you want to help us out, you can do that through a donation too. It's a great game, a great time, and a great cause. Then you won't see me on Tuesday, but Tuesday I'll be behind the screen for the next episode of Sentai and Sensibility, where we go 80 years back in time. You'll still see X and everyone else at the table who is trying to make their decisions our problem. It's a wonderful time. It's a great table. Can't suggest enough that you go check it out. After that Wednesday, I'll be back 11 a.m. with our cozy co-working, because like Grim said at the beginning, we've brought it back, and we're so excited. We had a great time this past week. I was really hyped to get to sit down. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about video games. We talked about wrestling. We talked about TTRPG design. We talked about Legos.
VCRs.
It was a great time. Just overall, it was a lot of fun. And so I'll be on. I'll be hanging out for about 2 hours. You're welcome to drop by, say hi, just listen to me rant about whatever. Ask questions about stuff. I'm here to talk about anything and everything TTRPG, creation, world building, or just other random things, because Legos and TTRPGs are not synonymous usually, although I will say that I've made plenty of maps out of Legos for my old D&D games.
Let's be honest, that Venn diagram of fans of them is pretty close to a circle.
100%. And then after that, you'll be able to find me that evening, Wednesday evening, over on Live from the Apocalypse for Neon, which is our cyberpunk Girl by Moonlight game, where I play just the saddest boy that everyone thinks is dead, but is really just hiding under a mask. It's one of the most amazing casts that I have ever been able to sit at a table with. It has been a wonderful time. It's great. Come check it out. And that's not taking anything away from these amazing people who are also some of my favorite people to share a table with. But like, come check it out. It's a great time. It's going to continue to be a great time. And I say that because it's just been a wonderful experience. And then we will be Tuesday, the 14th, we'll be back with One Night at Ollie's 2, the first half of a two-parter that we announced not too long ago that we're super stoked about. We're even going to have a familiar face from Ollie's 1 back, but you'll have to join us to see who that is. But it's going to be great because we've got a mix of old and new cast. So we're going to have some of the trauma from our first series, and then a whole bunch of new trauma now. It's going to be a wonderful time. Besides that, the best way to keep up with our stuff is to check us out on socials at Tales from the Table Studios everywhere, or TFTT Studios if that's just too big to fit, or check out our Discord. We've got a wonderful, amazing community. You can find the link down in our About section or on all of our socials. Come pop in, say hi. We've got just incredible storytellers, writers, game designers, players, creatives, and just overall human beings. We're always looking for more people to come hang out and talk about, again, quite literally anything. We just added a wrestling channel because I'm a giant wrestling nerd and I just want more places to talk about it. So feel free to come by. It's also the best way to keep up with all this stuff and get first hit at all of our casting, because everything where we do open casting goes to our Discord before it goes anywhere else. So it's a great way to check that out. I have been talking a lot, and I think I've gone over everything I need to go over, and if I haven't, I'm sure someone will tell me. But otherwise, I think what's going to happen next is we're going to disappear in a moment off your screens, and then I don't see anyone that I'm following that we can raid, so I don't think we're going to be raiding this particular night. But until next time, remember to take care of yourself, eat enough food, drink enough water, do the things you got to do, create space, because community is so important now more than ever, and it's probably going to be the case for quite a while moving forward. And always remember to tell your tales. Love you all so much, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.